Hey, so today we're going to be talking about building confidence and self-esteem. Certainly, rebuilding confidence after leaving a toxic relationship or job is crucial, and it's definitely an empowering process. What I like to do is I like to talk about the things that I've experienced. And I've had a great career. I've learned a lot. I've grown. I've had the opportunity to be exposed to so many different situations, scenarios, and have been a part of the process in terms of helping people build their confidence and their self esteem, especially as a recruiter. That's something that doesn't often get talked about. But I think a really good recruiter is somebody that digs deep beneath the surface and gets to know people, and at the same time is able to suggest different career paths that they can take in their lives, right? If they are feeling like they're at a standstill, and that's something that that's actually the job that made me want to become a life coach. I'm also can speak from experience that my confidence and my self-esteem has been impacted on occasion, and it's not so much about the job. So for me, it was more related to job, but it was about the people that were surrounding me that caused my self-esteem, or that I allowed for my self-esteem and confidence to be impacted. And so when you get to that crossroads, and I'm talking about career specifically, where you are good at what you do, could be better, well, then you have to look at the root cause as to why you're not. It could be simply a lack of interest, but I also think that those that are in positions to guide you, to help you grow, I think that there's a lot of responsibility there as well. So while we have accountability, and we should always take accountability, there's also responsibility on those who are in the environment that is responsible for helping you execute the goals, but not just execute the goals, help you in terms of building your confidence and building your self-esteem through encouragement. So I would say that certainly from that perspective, it's something I can identify with. And turning to relationships, certainly, again, it's kind of similar when you think about it, when you're surrounding yourself with individuals who are really not good for the soul, not good for the spirit. At that point, confidence and self-esteem and self-identity go out the door, right? So we're at this stage now that you can congratulate yourself for getting to this point, for acknowledging what's happening to you, for wanting to become more confident and stronger than ever. And some of these steps are going to help do that, but this requires a lot of, I'm going to say, a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment in terms of setting up a routine and making sure that you are thanking yourself every day and giving yourself a pat on the back, and to give yourself grace in situations where you feel like your confidence and self-esteem were kind of just out the door. So let's start with step one. Step one is certainly what you want to do is you want to acknowledge your strength, right? So start by acknowledging it. Start by acknowledging the strength that it took to get out of that toxic relationship or that toxic job. Recognize that making that decision required courage and that it's a testament to your resilience. That's another word that I think is often overlooked when we are rebuilding. You are resilient. You got this far, but you didn't come this far to only get to this point. There's so much more out there. And at the end of the day, it's about resilience. How did you adapt? How did you acclimate to situations? And how did you identify when it was time to get out? And where's your esteem then versus now because you made that crucial decision? Step two is to reflect on your achievements. Reflect on your achievements, both personal and professional. Celebrate successes no matter how small it is. That reflection can serve as a reminder of your capabilities as well as your strengths. Identify and challenge negative beliefs. So if you want to, you can identify any negative beliefs or self-doubt that may have stemmed from the toxic environment. Now, the reason why I say if you want to, it's because a lot of the times what we do is we're so conditioned to believe what we believe. And often when we are trying to rebuild our confidence, it's very hard to extricate that negative belief system that you've had conditioned in you for so long. So wanting and needing to are two different things, but you have to want to be able to do that. Challenge those beliefs by questioning their validity. Replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. When I talk about positive affirmations, it is an action, right? So it's not just thinking something, but it's also enacting it. Something that I like to do is stand in the mirror. It could be for 5 seconds, it could be for 5 minutes. Tell yourself how much you love yourself. Congratulate yourself for getting this far. Congratulate yourself for overcoming all of those challenges, all of those humps that you had in front of you. Congratulate yourself. Give yourself grace and give yourself love. Give yourself the respect that you know you deserve. It has to come from within before anyone else can do it for you or to give you that. You have to feel that yourself. And I think through really reinforcing positive affirmations on a daily basis, I think that it's nourishment, it's medication for the soul. And this is something that needs to be practiced on a daily basis. Just the way you take a shower, practice on a daily basis, practice those affirmations. Setting realistic goals is a step that I think is extremely important to this process. And it has to be something that is not only established, but is achievable. Be realistic about the goals that you want to set forth. Even if it's short-term goals and then moving on to the long-term goals, that's fine. I think that when you start small, that's where it has to be, right? So start small to go big. Those goals really should align with your values and your aspirations. And as you accomplish each goal, you will watch yourself, you will see yourself and your confidence, and it will naturally grow. Surround yourself with supportive people. So I was talking about, the environments I've been in, sometimes that the people that I've surrounded myself with, unfortunately, or were surrounding me, were not good for me. They impacted my esteem, they impacted my confidence, and I absolutely felt like I had lost my identity. Again, you can only allow someone to do that, right? And I think when you go into an environment that you are new, you're trusting others to help guide you, support you, and to be encouraging about the journey. But oftentimes, because you're in an environment that, is a revenue generator, they're focused more on the money than they are on the actual individuals, and they don't understand that it's more than just, executing tasks. It's about the individual themselves. So if you don't feel like you're at that level where you can, because your esteem is so out the door by then, well, it definitely tells you that there's something that greater that needs to happen. That usually means leaving the environment, if not having a conversation, which I'm going to be very realistic. I don't think that it always helps. I think that when people do talk about their concerns, and it's just like that for a personal relationship too, but I think that when people talk about their concerns, it's heard, but it's looked at as, especially in an organization, it's looked at as a threat, right? Like, this person is not playing along with what's happening. And the message that's being lost, however, is it's that person's self-esteem, it's that person's confidence that's being impacted. So I think that a lot of organizations shouldn't look at it as a threat, right? I think they should look at it as, oh, you know what, this person really wants to commit, and at the same time, we want to make sure that they are comfortable and they feel welcomed, and we want to make sure that they can do the job to the best of their abilities, and that ties into their self-esteem. So I think that organizations often overlook that. And that, it goes without saying too that there are some companies that I think do a great job, but I will say from my own experiences, that absolutely impacted my esteem and made me want to do coaching even more, because of the environments I myself have been in. And I like to talk from a very realistic standpoint. I could talk about all the great things and so forth, but I would not be doing myself a service or you a service if I wasn't speaking from a place of experience. So I understand. You want to cultivate a support system of friends, family, or mentors who uplift and encourage you. Positive relationships can absolutely provide valuable perspectives. It can reinforce your worth, and it can contribute to rebuilding your confidence. Another thing that I think is a great thing to do is to invest in self-care. Prioritize self-care activities that bring you joy and relaxation. So whether it's engaging in hobbies or, taking walks, going to the spa, practicing mindfulness, self-care is essential for nurturing your well-being, and it absolutely does boost your confidence. And whatever experience that you're in, whatever you have gone through or you're going through, learn and grow from the experience, right? So going back to accountability, right? We also have to take accountability when we're going through transitions and leaving toxic environments. And it's very important to learn and grow. What did you learn? Sit down and really think about, what did you learn out of all this? It doesn't have to be all negative. I think that out of every negative situation, there is some positivity that comes out of it. You have to really view the toxic relationship or job as a learning experience, right? You have to identify the lessons you've gained and absolutely use them as stepping stones for personal and professional growth. Learning from adversity can enhance your self-esteem. Trust me. You ever hear that term, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? Well, this is absolutely a testament to that. Seeking professional support, of course, that's something that's also important as part of this journey to building your confidence and your esteem. So I would absolutely recommend to anybody, in addition to, of course, a coach, seeking professional support from a therapist or from a counselor who can help, process the emotional impact of the toxic experience is absolutely beneficial to your well-being and to your growth and to your confidence. A mental health professional absolutely can provide guidance and strategies for rebuilding your confidence. And through this mindset, this is something that's actually come up quite often in conversations that I've had as of late. It really is all about mindset, right? How you view things can absolutely make or break, right, the journey that you're on. And I think cultivating a positive mindset by focusing on your strengths and achievements is essential to your growth. I would say to practice gratitude for the positive aspects of your life. Absolutely, a positive mindset can significantly contribute to building or rebuilding your self-confidence. And set boundaries. Setting boundaries learns to, or will enable you to learn to set and maintain healthy ones in your relationship and at work, and clearly define what is acceptable behavior and what is not. Never be afraid to advocate for yourself. No matter what situation you're in, advocate for yourself, because if you don't, you will come out that much more what's I would say emotionally damaged, because you weren't able to look back on the experience and say, you know what, at least I stood up for myself. So set boundaries. Have conversations about what those boundaries are. That's absolutely crucial for protecting your well-being and building your self-confidence. And of course, embrace new opportunities. Explore new opportunities and challenges. Step out of your comfort zone and embrace change because that can only be empowering. Each new experience really does contribute to your personal and professional growth, and it will absolutely boost your confidence. And while you're at it, celebrate your progress. Right? So no matter how small, which I mentioned earlier, no matter how small it is, celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. I think that acknowledging your efforts and the positive changes you've made absolutely can help strengthen your skills. It can help strengthen your confidence. It can help bring back your esteem. And I would suggest also, as part of celebrating your progress, to reflect regularly on that journey, right? Because remember, this is a journey. I want you to rebuild your confidence and know that it is something that is a gradual process. It is not something that happens overnight, especially if you've been conditioned for so long to, have one way of thinking embedded in your soul and in your mind. So it doesn't happen overnight, and it's absolutely okay to take small steps. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. And if you encounter any challenges along the way, consider revisiting those steps and of course seeking additional support. You have the strength to rebuild your confidence and create a positive, fulfilling life after leaving a toxic situation.